I was inspired because I was at rock bottom and I'm willing to try anything. Lucky for me, I went vegan for the animals, and I'm pretty sure that is like the key to being vegan for life. Glowing skin is normal and natural for us, but we got to eat normal and natural food, which is fruit and veggies, nuts and seeds. Fruit and vegetables are the healthiest foods on earth. What if I just eat the healthiest foods on earth? It's going to be easier when you change your mind and you decide, I'm raising my standards starting today, and I'm going to eat a healthy vegan diet no matter what. If you say it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you say it's easy, it gets easier, because everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. If you can't see it here, you can't see it out here.
I'm going to interview Ms.Fit Vegan, Jeanette. We've known each other for several years.
Yes, Kuba can call me Jeanette, but everyone else, Ms.Fit Vegan.
So Ms.Fit Vegan, you've been on a raw vegan diet and lifestyle for about a decade now?
12 years, boo.
12 years.
12
over
years.
A decade. That's amazing. People are like super inspired by you. I see like your followers are so engaged. They're like, you changed my life. What inspired you to become raw vegan and start helping people?
Thank you so much for having me, Kuba. I was inspired because I was at rock bottom and I'm willing to try anything. Lucky for me, I went vegan for the animals, and I'm pretty sure that is like the key to being vegan for life, because you've seen a lot of people go raw, go vegan, and then they go back and forth. I watched Earthlings, the movie by Joaquin Phoenix. It's free on YouTube. From that moment, I was vegan. I went raw vegan because I had bad acne. Now I don't wear any makeup on my face at all, because if I wear makeup on my face, I will break out. I have mascara on and some lip balm, but I do not wear foundation or concealer or powders because I will break out. And I used to wear a lot of makeup. I had very bad acne all over my face and body. I still have scars on my arms, on my legs, on my back. I still have scars from the acne. I was 60 pounds heavier and really depressed. So I said, I'm going vegan for the animals, but let me try this raw thing because I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to heal my skin. So 7 days I tried it, Kuba. And after 7 days, I was like, whoa, I feel really good. Let me try it for 30 days. I'm never going back. Once you know the truth, you cannot unknow it. Once you feel the truth, you cannot unfeel it. I cannot go back to be a zombie walking around feeling tired, dead, cooked, dehydrated.
You went vegan for the animals, started getting health benefits by doing raw vegan, and started feeling different. You didn't expect that.
The truth is, it's a long story, but I went raw vegan the same day I went vegan. I saw Earthlings and I heard about the raw food diet, and I was like, oh my God, I have to be vegan now. So let me just try this raw thing anyway. So I went raw vegan in one day. I was willing because I was trying to lose weight, heal, be healthy, and get rid of my acne. I was lucky to see Earthlings and know about the raw vegan diet. I never looked back, and I highly recommend that everyone that's at a rock bottom, this is the time. Try it. Try the raw food diet if you're at a rock bottom, because that's where I was. Now, 12 years later, I'm grateful for that rock bottom.
You mentioned scars and stuff, but you didn't get into specifics of your transformation. What happened? What are the benefits you experienced once you went raw vegan?
Yes. So I experienced a big light bulb go off in my head. I realized what is food and what is not. Fruit and vegetables, nuts, seeds, that's food. Everything else is like paper. I don't eat cooked food. It's like paper to me. It's not food. Food is food that I can eat, that is just like available to me. I pick it, I eat it. That makes sense. I experienced that conviction and better skin. My acne went away. I stopped having major digestive issues. I was 60 pounds heavier. I had bad bronchitis every year. I was always getting sick, and I was always having to take antibiotics as a kid, as a teenager, and in my 20s. So 26 years of antibiotics every year, chronic bronchitis, migraine headaches, constantly nauseous, like having stomach problems, rashes, just random problems that I thought were part of being a human. It's not normal to be sick, depressed all the time, to be sad, to be low energy, to have skin issues. This is not normal. And you see how Kuba's skin is glowing? This is normal. Glowing skin is normal and natural for us, but we got to eat normal and natural food, which is fruit and veggies, nuts and seeds. If you can't eat it raw, I don't think it's part of the human diet. I don't believe it's made for us. You can eat rice, sure, but was it made for you? No, try eating it raw. You can't.
Can you tell people how old you are? I can say how old I am. You my
yes.
beautiful glowing skin.
I am 68.
And what age did you get into it?
I'm 68 now.
You look like you're in your 50s max.
Kuba, somebody once commented, you're not 38. You look 50, at least 50. That's a real comment. Their screen was clearly broken. So I am 38. I started when I was 26, 12 years raw vegan. For the first 5 years, people didn't believe me because I didn't have the results. But also people were like, wait 6 years, wait 10 years. You'll be deficient. You'll be sick. You'll go back to meat. But now at 12 years, people are like, okay, I guess sometimes somebody will be like, okay, wait a few more years. You'll get sick.
Few more years.
You
I know
could
what
be
they're
30
saying because
years.
people go for years and give up. It didn't work out for them because they probably didn't do it right. And they ended up going back to meat or something. But then other people, like me and you've seen at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, many examples, stick to it for years. At the beginning, they might get skinny or they might look like not healthy. But then they start glowing and just like glowing more and more every year, getting more defined in their bodies, just like this radiance coming off of them more and more. I meet people who are not like big on online. They're just like living in a camper or whatever. They've been doing this every year. I see them at the festival, more glowing, more radiant.
That is a great point, Kuba. When I first went raw, I lost a lot of weight. I was very skinny and I wasn't online. We don't have any photos of that. And like, I might be able to dig up some like Polaroids and stuff, but there was no Instagram when I first went raw. I think Instagram like started in 2012, but I didn't have it. So 2011, there was no Instagram. And so I wasn't really taking photos, but I went raw and I got really skinny because my body was rebuilding, detoxing all this crap I used to eat. People were worried, very concerned. I got really sick. I had mucus so bad that I was coughing a lot. And people were like, you're killing yourself. This is wrong. You have to eat meat, complete proteins, beans. But you know what I did, Kuba? I listened to my intuition, my gut, which said, no, this makes sense. I'm going to keep going. Fruit and vegetables are the healthiest foods on earth. What if I just eat the healthiest foods on earth? What will happen? I'm not going back to where I was because it was a horrible life. Now I feel great, even though I'm skinny, even though people are saying it's not working and I'm coughing and I'm sick. I'm like, this is better than where I was. This is way better than being overweight and depressed and have really bad acne and be sick all the time. So even though I was sick, I knew what was happening because I was educated. I educated myself. I knew about detoxing. I knew that this was normal and natural to happen for the old stuff to get out and for you to feel sick when it's getting out.
I feel like we could talk more about that. Sometimes, like what you went through at the beginning, a lot of us try to keep going, try to keep detoxing forever. And I think also it could be not sustainable for the long run. I think we do need those periods of building and maintaining a healthy lifestyle instead of always cleansing. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. People constantly obsess with juices and cleansing. The thing is that, yes, there is a detox period. I recommend colonics because if you're going raw from a standard American diet, you are going to have built up toxemia that needs to get out. People keep trying to be cleaner, get to the mucoid plat, have perfect microbiome. The problem is that perfection doesn't exist. You need to stay consistent. And you know you're done having to detox when you stop feeling sick. When you feel sick, have lots of mucus, very tired, or symptoms of detox, get colonics, maybe go on a juice cleanse. Once you feel better, go back to the raw food diet. Keep going. Stay consistent with a raw food diet. This is the best way to detox. Every day I'm cleansing because I'm eating a fruit-based diet. I don't need to go on a juice fast. I don't need to get colonics. I don't need to worry about my microbiome or my blood work. Once you feel better, once you are healthy, that's it. You don't need to go further and further.
I'm actually switching my vibe myself. I've been doing lots of detox, long cleansing. And now I'm still into short cleanses though, like a short period, like a 3-day instead of a 3-month kind of thing. And then nourishing and maintaining. I'm not crazy about cleansing now. Just at this time of life, I feel more sustainable to have a wholesome diet and lifestyle and maintain it than trying to keep cleansing and getting skinnier. I think I feel and look better now.
There's too many people promoting juice cleanses, detoxes, fasting, and cleansing. And the problem is that all of these people fall off. All of these people go back to processed foods. All of these people don't sustain a healthy vegan diet. You know why? They learned how to cleanse. You know how you learn something? You repeat it. You put in reps. So you're putting in reps of being on a juice feast. But how do you be a healthy raw vegan? How do you eat a sustainable raw vegan diet? You got to practice that.
For me, I promote for people when they do cleanse, that the breaking of the cleanse after is like the most important part. And I have a client who did a juice cleanse, but didn't have a game plan after, and she went back to her old diet and lifestyle, and all of her symptoms came back. So now I'm helping her to have a more sustainable plan for the long term instead of just the cleansing and then being left with nothing. What are some common misconceptions about raw veganism? And how do you dispel those?
I just show up online and I dispel them because everyone thinks raw vegans are super skinny, weak, their teeth are falling out. I show up and everyone's, whoa, that doesn't make sense. How can you be so voluptuous and beautiful? I'm just being consistent. I'm not going on constant cleanses. I'm actually living it every day for 12 years. I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you, and you can get more beautiful and healthy every day. The myths are that you need to constantly cleanse. That's a myth. If you eat fruit and vegetables, you are constantly cleansing. Another myth is that raw vegans have to be hippies. You can shower, be a raw vegan, work in society, have a corporate job, be a CEO. You can have your own company. You can be thriving financially. You can live wherever you want. If you want to live in a yurt, you can do that. But if you want to live in a condo on the beach, you can do that too. Okay, like the raw vegan diet is just how you are eating. It doesn't need to determine everything about you. People think I'm obsessed with food, but this is what I do for a living. I make videos for a living. I make content for a living. I coach people for a living. I know it looks like I'm obsessed with food, but I was way more obsessed with food when I was unhealthy, when I was binging, when I was eating McDonald's and stuff, because I was always craving, because I was so like hungry all the time, eating so much. And I was always looking at recipes and things I could make on the weekend, baking and all these things. So I used to be really obsessed with food. Now I'm promoting a healthy vegan diet, but like a lot of my day is not around food. In fact, for breakfast, I just ate some watermelon and I didn't have to prepare it. I didn't have to think about it. It's so simple, easy, and quick. I ate the watermelon while working. So I'm way less obsessed with food now. That's a myth about the raw vegan lifestyle. There are many more.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Definitely. I find that with what we're doing, helping people and trying to inspire people, we're really involved with our purpose and we're so focused on it that we're not thinking about food all the time. In the past, I would be obsessed with food. I would overeat and I would want to eat all these different kinds of foods or go to parties where there's like all this food. And I would think it's a glorious thing to stuff myself and feel like crap, you know?
One more myth I want to dispel is that it's very complicated, and it is not. Okay. A lot of the raw vegans out there, and I'm not going to name any more names because John Kohler hates me, but I don't want anybody else to hate me. So there are people out there that act like and are convinced that the raw vegan diet requires microbiome tests, constant blood tests, and paying attention to micro and macronutrients and like all of these scientifically based studies. And we have to worry about our protein. We have to worry about vitamin B12. We have to worry about the D3. No, I'm telling you right now, the raw vegan diet is the most simple, easy diet on earth. Yes, there's a learning curve. That's why people like me and Kuba coach people. You have to learn how to do it. You've got to know how to make these amazing smoothies, amazing ice cream. Yeah, there's a learning curve, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. Put fruit and vegetables into your body. That takes care of all the vitamins and minerals. You don't need to take a blood test every 6 months. You don't need to get a microbiome test. You don't need to be obsessed with being healthy when you're just eating healthy foods. What is your view on this, Kuba?
My view is very similar. What do you tell people, critics who are like, yeah, but fruits and vegetables don't give you all necessary vitamins and minerals?
Those critics don't look as good as me. Look at the
Especially
person
for
you want to
long
look
term.
like. Find me a critic that's 12 years raw vegan, looks like me, 38 years old. Show me them, what they're doing, how they look. Look, I'm a practitioner, not a theorist. I have practiced eating a raw vegan diet, so I can tell you the truth. And the truth is, this works. This is not complicated. Get a blood test every 5 years. John Kohler got a blood test every few months for 28 years. I interviewed John Kohler and now I know it's true. Now he's doing it with the microbiome test and he's focused on the numbers. How do you feel? He said he felt great eating raw. Why did he start eating cooked food? Because the blood test numbers didn't look good to him. But if you feel great, why worry about the numbers? The numbers don't tell us how you feel and what kind of health you're in. Is it possible to follow a natural hygiene diet in modern times, Kuba? What would you say to that?
100% raw, natural food.
Yes.
Natural. Jeanette's doing it. Is it easy? It's not always easy. It's tricky because no one else is doing it. So it's quite isolating. In my journey, it's been an isolating journey. And I think I have a different personality than Ms.Fit Vegan,
Yes.
where I'm actually affected by other people. I care about what they think and stuff. I'm getting over that more and more. But Ms.Fit Vegan was just like having a fruit party every day, wherever she goes. She doesn't care who's around. It doesn't affect her, you know? Me, I'm like trying to connect with people. I'm trying to have that pizza to connect with them, even though it's not optimal, it's not healthy. For me, it's hard to be 100% pure. The only time it's easy is when I'm at the fruit festival. Then I don't think about cooked food. I don't have temptations, like nothing. I'm just on raw fruits, some salads, sugarcane juice, loving people who are all into the same lifestyle, and I don't think about anything else. And I'm feeling so good and I'm thriving. When I try to do it in modern society, I don't actually feel so good because I'm not present with the people. I'm thinking about food. When can I leave to go home to eat my food? So that's why I switched my approach personally. And I'm like, I'll have the cooked food. I'll do the stuff socially. and go back home. When I tried to be 100%, it was really difficult. Emotionally, it wasn't good for me.
Sherry says, I meant natural hygiene in the sense that our soil isn't as healthy or nutrient dense. Pollution is greater now than back in the day. This is more myths we're debunking because this is more fear mongering to sell products, Sherry. Okay. I believe the soil is probably not as healthy, but we don't need to worry because remember what Arnold Ehret said, life is a tragedy of nutrition and it's what you don't eat that heals you. We don't need to worry about nutrients. We need to eliminate the crap. I'm sure mangoes were better a million years ago. We're here now. And we don't need to worry about supplementation unless we are deficient. And we don't need to worry about the soil. It's what you don't eat that heals you. The body is self-regenerating and doesn't need as much nutrients as we think. Too much of something is not good. So that's another myth. I don't subscribe to that the soil's ruined and we need to supplement.
I've never researched it deep, but it did make sense that the soil could be deficient in certain areas. If you look at different soils, one full of humus and organic matter just looks more rich than something dried up. And there's still things growing out of the dried up. But I don't know, the trees dig deep into the earth. But besides that, I think a big thing is fruit gets picked unripe and gets shipped to modern societies. And I think it's hard to be reliant on fruit. So I think it's important to supplement with greens, actually use other plants.
I have greens.
I think it depends where you live. If you're living in the tropics, it's so much easier to get most of your nutrition from the fruits. But I think vegetables and herbs are important in other climates.
I was raw vegan for 9 years in New York City. I don't think I've ever had 99% of the fruit that I've eaten in the last 12 years has been picked too soon and store ripened. There's no farms there. And 1% in the last 3 years is like freshly picked fruit. But I mostly go to Costco. I mostly buy from Whole Foods. So like people telling me that the reason why I'm thriving because I'm in the tropics, no, I go to Costco.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was in Miami and I went to grocery stores. This is the same old shit in Toronto. There's nothing different unless you drive to the farms.
Wherever you go, there you are. It's not easier in the tropics. It's going to be easier when you change your mind and you decide, I am raising my standards starting today. And I am going to eat a healthy vegan diet no matter what. And I wanted to say something real quick, Kuba, about influencing people versus people influencing you. So I don't know who talked about this. I think it was Jim Rohn. Talks about two types of people in the world. Two people are walking. One person is going to set the pace. If somebody walks faster, the other person is going to walk faster. If that person walks slower, the other person is going to walk slower. In life, you have to decide whose pace are you following, your pace or somebody else's. People still try to get me to eat things I don't eat. Now, I don't take it personal and it doesn't matter to me because I know that I'm going to inspire every single person around me to eat fruit and vegetables. Every person becomes healthier when they know me because I'm the person that's setting the pace in my life. You set the pace or somebody else sets. And Sherry said, you guys can pick off the trees here when you visit. Oh,
yes.
Sherry, I've never picked a fruit off a tree.
Oh, I've done it when I was with Miami fruit. I was picking lots of fruit. I was climbing trees because I'm like monkey.
I'm independent. I'm doing what I'm doing. If you want to follow, then great. If you don't, then bye. I'm just like, sorry, can't be friends with you if you're eating dead animal body parts. And you're the person who's just like, you recognize, love is part of this journey, connecting with people. You're like my best friend, Awa. You're a people person, and that's valuable too. Everybody needs to be themselves, but also don't hurt yourself in the meantime. Like Sherry is another person. She's really nice, but don't let other people inspire you to eat things you don't want to eat while you're trying to be nice to them.
How do you approach working with clients transitioning to a raw diet, but are unsure where to start or have concerns?
I run a 6-week food addiction freedom course. If anybody's interested, you can send me an email, jd@misfitvegan.com, and I'll send you the application. And so what I do with my clients is I help them to understand we have to start with, we want to eat 100% healthy. If you want to be raw vegan, try it. If it doesn't work, let's backtrack to 100% healthy. There is never a reason ever to eat anything unhealthy because in that 100% healthy category is all fruits, all vegetables, nuts and seeds, and rice, quinoa, beans, grains, potatoes, squash. All these things are very healthy. Peas, seaweed, all these things, very healthy compared to a processed foods diet. If you're eating chips, ice cream, and animal body parts, we got to get to 100% healthy. And then once we get from 100 to 100% healthy, then we can go to raw if you want to go to raw. But most people are not going to be able to go straight from eating crap to 100% raw. They're going to fail and they're going to think they're a failure. I help them understand the difference between raw and healthy. I was a very unhealthy raw vegan for 6 years, eating lots of dates with almond butter and cacao nibs. I had 20 of those, and that was a meal. I used to dip chocolate into cashew butter, and that was a meal. That was a 100% raw vegan meal. Raw cacao in raw cashew butter.
Sounds bomb.
It's
Sure,
disgusting.
people be like,
No, it is
that's probably
bomb.
so good.
It's a terrible idea because I fucked up my teeth eating lots of dates. I had bad digestion. I was always bloated. I wasn't
You're
healthy.
mixing the fats with the sugars.
I wasn't healthy.
Higher fat. You're probably bogged down.
I was very unhealthy. I was 100% raw. If I had eaten some chickpeas or sweet potatoes in a salad, yeah, that would have been way, way better. That would have been a way healthier idea than cacao and cashew butter, to say raw.
What's something you would advise people getting into the lifestyle if they want to be healthy but focusing on getting more raw into their life?
Good question. I would focus on mono meals. There's conflicting information that you need a wide variety of food at every meal. And this is not true. I challenged someone this morning, Kuba, on YouTube to pay for my microbiome test. John Kohler got an 80 on his test. If I get 100 on the test, I want to contact him and let him know what I'm doing is mono meals, boo. I recommend mono meals. This is something that is so under talked about on the raw food diet. It is so valuable because mono meals absolutely help you to know when you're full. They're simple. Just grab some grapes and eat grapes. That's your breakfast. But you got to have enough. If you can't afford enough grapes, buy a big melon. Doesn't have to be organic. Melons are cheap. That's a meal. Mangoes. Okay, you can't get mangoes, get apples. And eat apples until you're full. 2012. I saw somebody eat 7 apples and I thought he was insane. I thought he was a serial killer because it was weird to me. And I was talking to him and I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm eating. Every species is outside in nature all day and eats one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Check out mono meals. They are so valuable. I have one every day. And another thing is start with breakfast. Just start with breakfast and start simple. Oranges for breakfast or a pineapple for breakfast or some watermelon. And you're going to feel so much better. You're going to look better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more time. It's not complicated. You don't have to dehydrate it for 20 years. Okay. And you're going to love it. It's so simple and easy. So that's where I'd start.
Okay, I agree. Mono meal's great. One I had today was cherimoya. Amazing. When you eat a really good fruit, that's my advice to your advice, is have ripe, delicious fruit. Because when you have it ripe and delicious, you'll just naturally want to keep eating it. Your body knows when it's satisfied. That's the beauty of the mono meal. What do you eat in a day?
Okay, so what I eat in a day as a 12-year raw vegan is I start with juice. I like at least 32 ounces. Then I have a mono meal of melon, grapes, oranges, mangoes, or whatever fruit is in season. For lunch, I usually have a smoothie, an ice cream, or another mono meal of fruit. For dinner, I always have fruit while I'm making dinner. For dinner, I have a big salad. Right now, Kuba, I'm having an amazing dressing that I love so much. It's so simple. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
The dressing is this. You make your salad. And I usually do like tomatoes, zucchini noodles. I like mushrooms in my salad right now, green onions, I like peppers. Okay, lots of stuff. Then you put in mustard, a clean, healthy mustard. You throw in dulse flakes, smoked paprika, red pepper flakes, lime juice, like at least 1 or 2 limes. And then secret ingredients, maple syrup. Just a little bit. Just a tablespoon, put it in, mix it up. This is such a good, healthy, delicious salad. It's fat-free for those of you guys obsessed with fat. Nobody wants to eat fat. And it's so simple. You don't need to do a blender. It's so easy. It's just in the salad. No dishes to worry about besides the bowl. And it's so good. You got to try it. It's salty, it's sweet, it's savory.
Yeah, I can't wait to check out this short on replays because I love dressings. You blend, but I hardly do it because you got to blend.
So what do you do for dressing?
So I just throw stuff in a bowl. I'll throw spices, maybe some olive oil. Today I had a salad. I forgot the olive oil. But I put spices and wakame as like a seaweed. Sometimes I put nutritional yeast. What I eat in a day as a 9-year high raw vegan.
Oh.
I will start my day with juice, usually a green juice, about 32 ounces at least or more. But I have a nice green juice with celery, cucumber, and whatever greens, parsley, spinach, cilantro, Swiss chard even. And I just love these green juices to start the day. And then I might have orange juice because I'm in Mallorca. For lunch, I'll have a big fruit meal. It might be a meal of my favorite fruit. But lately, I've been really into salad bowls, which are actually a mix of fine cut up fruits of kiwis, bananas, orange, pineapple, pears, níspero because it's in season here in Mallorca.
I love níspero.
We're talking about food combining and stuff, but I've been loving these fruit bowls lately. So satisfying. In the evening, I have different things, but my go-to as a high raw vegan is a big salad with greens and chickpeas. Chickpeas is like the main cooked thing that I have from a glass jar. So I'm not actually cooking it. I'm just pouring it in. And then tomatoes and spice it up. and put some avocado. Just put whatever spices, greens, oregano, and then wakame as the seaweed to have it salty, pepper, maybe some paprika or hot pepper.
I like to put jalapeno in my salad. You
Yeah, I
need
like
it to be spicy, salty, and sweet. Spicy from peppers, jalapeno or cayenne. Salty from the dulse or the nori or wakame. And sweet is always either, I'm doing maple syrup right now, but you can do date syrup or dates. So you can cut up dates, you can do raisins or make date paste or date syrup, which is just dates and water. But I like maple syrup.
I'm big on not mixing sugars and fats because of how I feel. When I have my evening salad, I don't put any sweet because avocado is fatty. You focus on that savory, sweet taste in your salad, but you don't have a high fat. So I think that's a good balance. So I know we need to end soon. How do you balance a raw vegan lifestyle with work and modern life?
If you say it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you say it's easy, it gets easier. For 9 years in New York City, I was the head of a company. I had 500 employees. I was very busy. I was running around the city and I was raw vegan. So I don't want to hear that somebody can't do it. It doesn't make sense and it's not true. You can do it. And so the way I balance it is, like I said, mono meals, super easy, super simple. There's nothing easier than grabbing some grapes and running out the door. There's your breakfast. There's nothing easier than making a 1-minute smoothie. You throw bananas, strawberries, hemp seeds, and water in a blender. You blend it up, pour it in a bottle, and go. It's 1 minute.
Yeah.
To me,
I forgot
Kuba,
to say in my what did I eat in a day? In between stuff, I just have smoothie because it's simple and fast and you can work and drink your smoothie.
it's more complicated and time-consuming to eat cooked food. My roommate is a healthy vegan, cooking all the time. She makes vegan dinners, like chickpea pastas. She's always cooking. She's always doing dishes. She's always in the kitchen. She's like sweating. She has to sit down because it's taking so long. And the oven's hot as hell. And I'm just like, it's easier to be raw. I'm grateful I'm raw. Making juice is the only
Even
thing
though you're
that's
always blending and juicing.
always blending. But let me
No,
finish.
no.
Juice. That's the
Mhm.
thing that like makes it complicated and like time consuming for me. But I love juice. It's worth it to me. I always put my headphones on, learning, watching, listening to YouTube videos, listening to audiobooks when I'm juicing. But if I didn't juice, easiest thing on earth. Easiest diet, fastest way to eat is raw vegan. My life legacy is that I'm going to open the world's first fast fruit restaurant. It's going to be called Fruit is Life. And it's going to be here in Miami, the first location. And it's going to be all fruit, fast fruit. And it's going to have a drive-through and people can drive through and get beautiful fruit salads, smoothies, juices, mamey sapotes, seeded watermelon, all the exotic tropical fruit you want. We'll have durian there too. It's going to be amazing. And so I'm really excited for that, to inspire people to eat fruit instead of dead animal body parts. I'd like to inspire 1 billion people. Kuba, what is your life legacy? Try to beat that one.
For me, it's to become the greatest version of myself so that everyone around me is inspired to become their greatest version.
Me too. Me too.
And part of that is by living a healthy lifestyle, not just diet, but also getting in shape, which I'm working on. I see myself getting in super good shape. So that people are like, how do you do it? I'm getting more and more comments now that I found a sustainable approach instead of just detoxing. My purpose is to inspire people by living an example of a radiating being. Besides food and exercise, being in nature, barefoot on the earth, jumping in the lake, raises your vibrations, connects you with nature, raises your intuition.
And so what I'm working on now is that I am coaching women specifically who have a food addiction, who believe they had a food addiction and they know what to do. They know about the raw food diet. They know about the healthy vegan diet, but they can't do it. They can't stick to it. So that's what I'm specializing in. And I'm running my course right now with 10 amazing, beautiful women. If you want to contact me, my email, I'll leave it below, or Kuba will leave it below. And that's what I'm working on right now. Just trying my best to inspire anyone that wants help. I used to try to inspire everyone and they didn't want help and that didn't work so well.
I'm guessing you're big on mindset and helping people change their mindset to know that food addiction is just in their mind. You can conquer it by changing your mindset.
I've studied mindset for a long time. It's been the biggest secret to my success on a raw vegan diet. One client of mine this morning said, I can't believe it feels like I got a health coach, a fitness coach, and a life coach all in one during this course. I'm really happy she said that. And it's true. You're going to get everything. We're going to work out together. You're going to change your mind, the way you see yourself. You're going to change the way you food. It's an all-in-one, all-encompassing. You're also going to learn how to, if you want to start a YouTube and a podcast and want to work for yourself, you're going to learn how to do that. I do everything in this course. I'm very proud of it.
And if you have one more thing you can share with people to inspire them or maybe to take like a first step in a new direction.
I would like everyone to start visualizing themselves the way they want to be. Start with 1 minute a day. Set a timer to visualize for 1 minute a day. What do you want to look like? How do you want to feel? What kind of money do you want to be making? What do you want to do every day for a living? What do you want to be experiencing in this lifetime? Because everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. If you can't see it here, you can't see it out here. You got to see it first. I always saw myself living in the tropics. I was going to have the body I wanted and have long hair. I was going to work for myself. And everybody thought I was crazy. I also saw myself being a raw vegan. I was like, I'm going to do this because everybody tells me I can't. Everybody says there's no way, but I made a way. Visualization is key. Set a 1 minute timer, sit down, take a deep breath and visualize what do you want. And that's part of the law of attraction. When you start to get very clear on what you want, you're going to start to take different actions. If it's not important to you, you're not going to take actions on it. And if you're struggling with being raw or being healthy, maybe you haven't figured out exactly why is it important to me? Because if it's important, you'll do it.
I agree with that so much. The visualization, like it's so important. Like we control our destiny. So we decide how we want our lives to look. Yeah, there's things that we can't control, but there's so much we can. And if people just realize that. And one key to visualization is like that moment that you're visualizing is actually happening. Like it's real. It's not, oh, then you're trying to figure out how is it going to happen? That's doubt. So when you realize it's happening, the doubt leaves. And that's when you get so excited and you feel that whatever you vision, you already feel it now.
Kuba has taught me a lot over the years. I was on the highway learning how to drive with my coach. And I got excited because I want to run my company by myself. I don't want to hire drivers anymore. I don't want to have any business partners anymore. I want to just run my fruit company by myself with an assistant. But I have to drive to have freedom. I need to drive. And so I was on the highway driving and I was like, oh my God, this is just like my visions. I had a vision like this, that I was going to be behind the wheel driving. And it made me so excited because it's coming true. We got to get rid of the doubts. Kuba, you got to take actions. If I didn't schedule and pay for driving lessons, I would have never seen my vision come to life. You got to buy the fruit and vegetables. You got to get on the treadmill. Sherry, you got to take actions and then you will start to believe it. Action comes before belief every single time. Even in the dictionary, action comes before belief.
If you don't mind me sharing a thing about your personal life.
What do you want to share?
Like about your driving, because I know your whole journey.
Kuba knows too much about me. We talk.
I know your whole journey of driving, how you're so inspired and excited by driving. Once upon a time, you were scared of driving.
Yeah.
You were like scared to hit the road. You stuck to your vision. You were scared, but you did it anyway, son. You just went and did it. One driving appointment, next driving appointment. Next thing you know, you're super stoked and inspired, riding on the highway, excited about your
The truth is, Kuba, your friendship has been a big part of that. Kuba's one of my accountability partners. Without Kuba and another friend, I would have never signed up for driving lessons. During our accountability calls that week, I had to sign up for a driving class and I didn't want to do it. And I was deathly afraid. My mom didn't drive, my grandma didn't drive, and my great grandma didn't drive. And who knows who else in my ancestry didn't drive. I'm breaking a lineage of women that never drove. And I was terrified. I was shaking before I drove for the first time. I was crying. I was so scared, but I had to do it anyway. Everything you want is on the other side of your fear. Will Smith said it. Everything amazing in life is on the other side of fear. You got to do it. So if you're afraid to be raw because you're afraid of what your family's going to think, you got to do it. Your family's going to think you're a weirdo. You are a weirdo. In this society, it's weird to be healthy. It's weird to not be on medication. It's weird to not be overweight and having health issues. That's weird. What? You haven't been sick in 12 years? What? Are you a robot?
So to summarize, for your vision to come to fruition as a healthy vegan or whatever it is you want to be, you have to visualize it, be excited about it, feel it now so you don't doubt it. You know what's happening and take the steps.
Yes.
Taking those steps, you have to do things you fear, even if you're scared. The best way is to have accountability by partnering with someone or a community, pushing, take steps. And next thing you know, your vision is fulfilled and you're living a new life.
I wouldn't be where I am without my accountability group, which we've been doing for 6 years. I wouldn't be living in Miami. I wouldn't be driving. Darren Hardy does it and he inspired me.
That's where I first heard it from and I was like, genius. He's successful. Every Friday meets his accountability partner. They set their next goal.
If you don't have an accountability partner, reach out to me or Kuba. We can help you. At the end of the Food Addiction Freedom course, you get an accountability partner for life. You meet them once a week and then you meet with me. So I make sure you're doing it right. You thrive because you get accountable. So Kuba, let's do this again. This is awesome.
Look forward to the next one. Thank you for inspiring my people. Thank you everyone watching the replay. See you soon.
Thank you, Kuba.
Bye. I'll link your stuff below to follow Ms.Fit Vegan.
Thank you.